It's the place you went to die. It was at the very western edge of the world where the sunset happens. And, it was full of tombs and places where people went to die. And so it had this death energy. But death is about rebirth. Death is about, as Shiva is the lord of death, so it's about the transcendence of yogic enlightenment. So Britain can, even, or because it's a Scorpio nation, show that we can come out of this death experience, because Brexit is like a near-death experience for the UK. It is literally its death, staring it in the face. We can come through it if our ego dies. Now that means that, everyone who is fixated on Brexit, the Farages, ego death for them, my dear friends. Dominic Cummings, ego death, Those fanatical types with that crazed look in their eye that it's Brexit or death. Well, it has to be death, my friends, which means your ego death. And you have to wake up to the realization that actually that's not the path for our country. The breakup, the destruction of the UK, the independence. No, what we need is a reform process. Think this through again. Herodotus said the Iranians are very intelligent because they used to make decisions 3 times over. They would make a decision, and this is talking policy level, king level, make a decision, then they would get really drunk, or stoned or whatever, and then they would make the decision again. And then they sober up, and the next day they make the decision for the 3rd time. And if it was the same each time, they would know it was right. Okay, folks, that's that's what we need for the UK. We need that, we need that chance to rethink and to go through that near-death experience and become, instead of being a Scorpio nation, as Maharishi said, we can become an eagle nation, which is the other aspect of what happens to the Scorpio quality. When it soars, it becomes an eagle, which was the symbol of St. John the Divine, who's my patron saint as the patron of theologians. So I'm going to finish there. Thank you for listening. I'm going to finish with one poem written by the bard of peace poets. This is a poem called Moving, which I wrote in the kind of early 90s when I left London with my library, which is now here in the centre of France. Huge library of about 12,000 books of esoteric and philosophical and political and natural science and so on, gathered over 30, 40 years of collecting. And this is a poem when I was moving my library down to the Cotswolds, where I ended up living for about 7 years. In about 93, this. And it was a poem that came to me as I'm driving along the motorway, the M4, in the direction of the Cotswolds. And I wrote the poem down later when I got there. Moving. The earth's surface skims heavenward. Pinked, brushed clouds, splayed fronds, outstretched arms of the sky tightens, cradling the dancing ball of Gaia. Heart's blood moving into itself. Old into new, refreshed by spirit. Mind's dreams, dark into sleep turning. Light out of jet black midnight sky recycling. These loads of Babel building, beyond horizons, scanned by God's finer moving on the sheer wall of the sky's winter. Raise the cry. Rise up the steep back, neck, nape shock. Alexandria's torched again. The true scroll of ages crumbles into black, friable silk as mad gangs of sure souls, violently redeeming and redeemed, torch each other down catacombs of hell. Alexandria, Auschwitz, Kampuchea, Sarajevo, Hiroshima. All the lost archives of the plenum soul are burning still. Lost as we slumber. Stir in your sleep, O dreamer. Stretch for your highest arc of thought. Strive to remember. Be moved by this. Our deeds are woven, each through each, good turning evil, evil into good. Stand now, rebuilding peace, line by line, fragment after fragment, like lost dead sea scrolls. Move on in faith. Become the prophecies, arced out in bows like Newton's law, positioned saint by saint, most nameless, holding the line. Move on and through the soft rain, past the deep violet chamber of remembrance, through the clear sapphire hall of ecstasy, where the white dove of sheer mercy flies up past the throne of love and hovers motionless, moving there. Dreamers, awake. There is no ending nor beginning of this motionless moving of time. Only wonder and the soft, sweet, silent flow of spacious mind, shining through each sister soul, each out of each, made new through love. Okay, shalom. Love to you all.